Ahead on primetime, President Joe Biden delivers a speech to the nation the same day he signed his nearly $2 trillion COVID relief package into law. Plus, what exactly will be the plans for the $661 million in federal assistance Guam will be receiving? A few lawmakers have an idea. And the governor signs an executive order establishing the Guam Indigenous Heritage Alliance.
Afternoon, good evening. I'm Peter Santos. 1 year ago today, there were fewer than 1,200 confirmed COVID cases in the U.S. and fewer than 40 deaths were confirmed. Today, President Biden paid respect to more than 500,000 Americans who have died since the global pandemic hit a year ago and looked at plans for a brighter future. Natalie Brand reports.
In his first televised primetime address, President Biden led the nation in mourning a year to the day since the global pandemic was declared.
We all lost something. A collective suffering, a collective sacrifice, a year filled with the loss of life and the loss of living for all of us.
The president also announced new steps to help bring the coronavirus under control, directing states to make all adults eligible for the vaccine no later than May 1st.
That's much earlier than expected. Let me be clear. That doesn't mean everyone's going to have that shot immediately, but it means you'll be able to get in line beginning May 1.
The president also announced at the start of May the government will launch a new website aimed at making it easier for people to find vaccines and schedule appointments.
This speech comes the same day President Biden signed his nearly $2 trillion COVID relief package into law after Congress passed it on a party line vote.
In the coming weeks and months, I'll be traveling along with the First Lady, the Vice President, the Second Gentleman, members of my cabinet, to speak directly to you, to tell you the truth about how the American Rescue Plan meets the moment.
While acknowledging the challenges that remain ahead, the president said his goal is to put the nation on a path to getting closer to normal by July 4th.
There's a good chance you, your families and friends will be able to get together in your backyard or in your neighborhood and have a cookout or a barbecue and celebrate Independence Day.
That raises hope that moments like this, a Pennsylvania boy reuniting with his vaccinated grandmother, will become more common each day. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Reacting to the signing of the American Rescue Plan, Governor Lilian Guerrero says she truly believes that there are better days ahead, that the historic piece of legislation will transform the lives of our people and give immediate help to our families, workers, small businesses, re-energize our economy, provide necessary resources to advance our fight against COVID, and move our island and nation toward recovery. Guam is expected to receive a direct appropriation of $661 million. During an interview with KUAM on Thursday, the governor says at least $300 million will be set aside to build a new hospital, and at least $20 million will go to Guam Visitors Bureau to rebuild tourism. Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio comments that he's grateful for the leadership of President Biden and the Democratic Congress who prioritize the needs of the working people of our country and those in most need. We will use these resources to help our people and see our island through our recovery. Congressman St. Nicholas also issuing a statement, quote, with the enactment of the American Rescue Plan into law, we materially shift our pandemic circumstances and our historical fiscal deficiencies, positioning Guam stronger than ever before for the future, bringing needed relief in the present and realizing the greatest level of federal support for our island and people than we have ever seen in the past, end quote. Governor Leon Guerrero is also already working on a plan to allocate the $661 million in federal pandemic assistance that she'll soon be receiving. But a trio of Republican senators today announced an economic recovery plan of their own. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Minority Leader Jim Moylan and fellow Republicans Tony Atta and Chris Duenas have introduced 6 measures, all part of what they're calling the Let's Get Guam Moving initiative. Senator Moylan says the bills are designed to put more money into the hands of the people and small business.
That's a lot of money, $660 million for the government of Guam. And we understand that it's going to be addressed with some shortfalls with the governor, but as the three of us has looked at these measures and introduced it, we also feel it's important for us to air our recommendations to really help the island get going.
One bill calls for doubling the payments for last year's still not implemented RISE Act. It would increase the payments to $1,600 for individuals and $2,000 for couples. Another measure would establish a $30 million debit card program for residents to spend on local business. And yet another would provide money to local businesses to hire employees. Senator Ada says they're also looking to help the middle class through a program that helps pay utilities.
As you know, the moratoriums have been lifted. So now people have to negotiate with their landlords, right? And this is a way that we be able to help them catch up with their rental payments, stay in their homes so that they don't have to worry about being homeless, right?
Senator Chris Dueñas says the assistance from all of the measures combined would amount to less than 20% of the $661 million in federal funding Governor Leon Guerrero will be receiving. But the governor has made it clear she is already earmarking that money for initiatives of her own.
I think that, the governor's plan has been the governor's plan, and we haven't heard very much of what the governor's plan is. But I would really find it hard to see that the governor's plan wouldn't fit with these priorities. If you really read the bills and see what they do, it really is a real strong, immediate cash injection into our economy.
The governor has said she's already discussed her plan with several senators and the speaker and will share it with all once it's final. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
According to the Archdiocese of Agaña's Office of Catholic Education, a teacher at Notre Dame High School tested positive for COVID-19. The teacher tested positive late Thursday and informed the school of their results. According to the office, the teacher did not acquire the virus at school, and all necessary steps are being taken to ensure the safety of both students and adults. The Archdiocese has initiated its mitigation plan and protocols and is working with the Department of Public Health and Social Services on contact tracing. That includes coordinating testing for students with possible exposure, which is only limited to students in the teacher's class. Notre Dame did not have class today because of a scheduled office hours day. As we recently reported, Archbishop Michael Burns is encouraging the island's Catholic community seeking to get vaccinated to go with the morally acceptable Pfizer or Moderna COVID vaccines as opposed to the single-series Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Concerns were raised with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine's moral acceptability as the vaccine uses abortion-derived cell lines in the development, test, and production. Public Health's Annette Uggan. While the first shipment of 1,300 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is being prioritized for the homeless population, homebound seniors, and registered participants of the adult daycare and senior center programs, Uggan says they still have a choice. Uggan continues to encourage public to educate themselves on the vaccines and what they are and what they do to you before making the decision of what might be right for you. Shauna Camacho's children have been released from home quarantine. A Superior Court order came down, finding their quarantine period concluded yesterday, March 11th. Camacho believes she was a false positive COVID-19 case, having had one positive rapid test and 2 negative PCR tests to assert this. Public Health held her and her 4 minor children in isolation, in which she petitioned for their release. According to order documents, the court found her children's, quote, close contact self-quarantine commenced on March 1st, the day that their mother received their last negative PCR test results, and not 3 days later when Camacho was cleared from isolation. DPHSS restarted the children's quarantine clock on March 4th, meaning they would have not been released until March 19th. Judge Eliza Riarty ultimately sided with the government, stating in the order that the court found no error in DPHSS determination that Camacho was COVID positive, and in turn DPHSS properly implemented quarantine for her children. Although since the children were not symptomatic, she was ordered that they be released on day 10. While Shauna Camacho's case has come to a close, another matter remains in question. Will a letter of complaint be filed against her primary physician, Dr. Tom Shea? Last week, in a shocking interview with KUAM Public Health's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Felix Cabrera, expressed a personal, quote, mission against Dr. Shea stemming from dispute on this particular case and the private doctor's alleged misconduct. Cabrera publicly announced on the link that he would be drafting a letter of complaint to the Guam Board of Medical Examiners regarding Dr. Shea. The two professionals went head-to-head last week, and Governor Leon Guerrero tells us her thoughts on this feud.
It's a situation that the two of them have to work out. I think there's valid points on both sides. I think especially more important is that when professionals go out there and speak, that they should speak from accurate information. And they should speak from accurate science and, again, evidence. So it's very important for me that any medical expert or any scientist out there that speaks need to make sure that their information is accurate and can be justified with science.
It's unclear if the governor will be signing off on the complaint. According to the GBME, there have been no recent filings on the matter by Dr. Cabrera. Still waiting for your EIP-2 check. As of this week, the Department of Revenue and Taxation has processed an additional 329 checks for the second round of stimulus. In total, more than $77 million in EIP-2 checks have been sent out, which breaks down to roughly over 72,000 checks. March 19th is the last day for DRT to make all EIP-2 program payments. To check on the status of your second stimulus check, go to myguamtax.com. The Department of Administration reports they've received more than 850 applications for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. The program provides renters impacted by COVID-19 with financial assistance with rental and utility arrears. According to DOA Director Edward Byrne, the process so far has been smooth, but there are some areas that they're working on.
One of the issues that's come up, I think, that just needs a little bit more work on is that some of the landlords that the tenants have been reporting are kind of like members of the family. Like if you have a house and you rent out a room or two rooms, it's a little unclear as to how exactly that works. And there probably isn't a rental agreement that documents that. But that's one of the things that the team is working through. And I'm confident that we'll get those issues resolved pretty quickly.
DOA is hoping to have the first checks cut in the first week of April. Pre-applications are being accepted until March 19th, and the pre-applications are available at village mayor's offices and can be downloaded on the agency's website. We should add the checks will be cut directly to landlords and utility agencies. Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Hila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
While we've all been through a lot over the years, typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19, we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years.
Campbell's Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
And the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
Whether you use your truck for work or play, you can count on Ram trucks. Built to deliver today and built to deliver for many years to come. Here at Cars Plus, it is Ram Truck Month, where you can get the best deal on a new Ram 1500 starting at a new low price of $31,995. You can call us at 477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to schedule your test drive today.
Catch a wave of fish and seafood available throughout the Lenten season at King's Restaurant. The Lent menu has a tsunami of all your favorites like deep fried parrotfish, fried calamari, and the Lent sampler. All are sure to be a splash hit. It's the Lent menu at King's.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back. Governor Lulian Guerrero signed an executive order today creating the new Guam Indigenous Heritage Alliance. The acronym for the group is GIHA, which means to guide in Chamorro. And that's exactly what the governor says she wants the alliance to do.
All of the various agencies that currently promote the preservation and perpetuation of the Chamorro culture are now members of GIHA, which falls under the auspices of the governor's office. They include the Department of Chamorro Affairs, the Commission on the Chamorro Language and the Teaching of the History and Culture of the Indigenous People of Guam, the Commission on Decolonization, the Antonio Palomo Guam Museum, and the Historic Resources Division of the Department of Parks and Recreation. The governor says their primary initiative will be
total preservation of our culture, our land, our environment, and our people. That's a single mission. And that would be the priority. And then everything else kind of folds into that. Our political status, our language, our heritage, and so forth.
GIHA shall meet on a regular basis to discuss and coordinate a collective effort toward Chamorro self-determination, decolonization, and cultural sovereignty. Dr. Laura Souter, chair of the Chamorro Heritage Task Force, calls it a historic moment that will pave the way for better communication and more effective coordination.
We think better when we think together, right? We have a greater impact when we work together. And that's what GIHA allows us to do. It's a collaborative alliance, and alliances move nations, but they can also move us within our nation to shape a future that's viable for us.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
A new court order was issued in the Archbishop of Agana federal child abuse case on outstanding motions. The order relates to the numerous pending civil cases alleging sexual abuse. According to the order documents, the cases were stayed to allow parties to engage in settlement negotiations. However, that stay was lifted on January 15th, in which a notice was sent to the parties regarding the court's plans to reissue decisions on several defendant motions by March 22nd. This includes defendant motions for a stay of further proceeding and objections to District Court Magistrate Judge recommendation on the defendant's motion to dismiss. As stated in the document, Chief Judge Francis Tairinco Gatewood is ordering the dismissal of, quote, any and all applicable cases for lack of subject matter jurisdiction, end quote. A majority of the sexual abuse allegations accuse deceased former priest Louis Brillard and defrocked Archbishop Anthony Apparon. More news out of CNMI District Court. Chinese high roller Imperial Pacific International Holdings has a little more time before their assets go into receivership. Chief Judge Ramona Menglotnya issued an order extending Saipan's casino's receivership to next week. IPI chairperson and executive director, who is a Chinese billionaire, Su Luji, had until this afternoon to pay the U.S. Department of Labor millions of dollars owed from a judgment issued 2 years ago. Although, according to court documents, the parties filed a joint stipulation requesting for more time to complete negotiations. As wage and hour investigators are currently examining the payroll documents provided by IPI, but an exact amount of wages due has yet to be determined. The court modified the order appointing receivership to Joyce Tang with Seville and Tang Law Firm to March 19th at 1:30 p.m. CLTC Director Jack Hattig says he has no comment on Senator Joanne Brown's letter to the Magahaga regarding a land agent's allegation that he attempted to coerce her into allowing a lease applicant to give someone else their place in line, something the AG's office said is a violation of the CLTC's rules and regs. Senator Brown referencing the land agent Linda Tolo's testimony before the Chamorro Land Trust Board last month.
I don't have any response, first of all, to Senator Brown's call. I know that the chairman had made and established that he wants to give his report to the commission. So at this time, I'm going to wait for that report. I don't know what is the substance of that report, but I want to defer to the chairman on that situation.
Senator Brown also raised issues with Hattig adding items to the land agent's report in her letter to the governor. She said Hattig confessed to, quote, forgery during a CLTC board meeting. So we asked the director if he indeed committed forgery.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I really just, I don't know. I mean, I have to look at, you know, I guess the legal definition of forgery. I really don't know.
CLTC Chair John Regis Jr. is expected to deliver his findings to his colleagues on the next Land Trust Board meeting next week. When we talk about the impacts of COVID on the tourism industry, it isn't just limited to hotels and shopping centers. Small local businesses like Joe's Jet Skis have felt the bitter sting of limited arrivals. And as we prepare to get tourists back on our beaches, owner Joe Stadler says he's hopeful, but for right now, he'll take what he can get. Here's more. It's not a stretch to say that the pandemic took a toll on every single business on island. But those who rely largely on tourism to keep things rolling were hit especially hard. On top of stopping operations for almost all of last year, it's still a bit questionable as to when we'll see tourists roam our shores the way they used to. And although Governor Lulian Guerrero has hinted that the doors to tourism are opening soon, Joe Stadler of Joe's Jet Skis, who's usually the optimist, says for now they'll play it by ear.
I like that the signs are now pointing in the direction of reopening, but I don't foresee that we're going to get a flood of tourists anytime soon. It could be a few months from now, and it could go the entire year until perhaps the holidays. So we hope sooner, but again, we'll just work with what we have right now.
With outdoor water sports authorized to operate just a short while ago, Stadler says the practice of supporting local has kept them above water.
Really grateful to the locals and military and some of the transient Americans and contract workers who have helped keep us afloat, and they've given us enough business that we can operate and keep our guys on staff and still keep our equipment moving. We know that without the locals coming forward and having that buy local type mentality, which we may not even be here. I do feel for the companies that may have relied on tourism more than us, and it's difficult because what are they going to do right now? Where is the horizon for them?
The folks at GVB are cooking up plans to rebuild our tourism market, and Stadler feels that now's the time to rethink our strategy.
I think right now the timing is good for us to take a step back and reassess our product offering as a destination. We are competing with Thailand and Vietnam and other destinations close to Japan and Korea, our target markets. So we need to see what we do really offer to make us stand out. Sure, we are the closest American-held land, but do we really offer something that stands out, that they'll always remember, that is truly Guam? And then is that enough for them to want to come back? Because I think tourism should leave that impression on people.
Coming up, our Dave Delgado has the latest in local sports. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
We get it. Living to the fullest is tough during COVID-19. You don't need to do it alone, and everyone needs a hand right now. We are here. Feeling overwhelmed? Call 647-8833 and let's talk. Mangagihem is a project of Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the show tonight, high school tennis from the East League. Also have some news on our women's national soccer team, the Masacadas' new assistant coach. Check it out. East League tennis from the Ukudu courts. Bulldogs player Jonathan Silvestre and JFK Cyrus Shimbach Representing their teams in boys singles, Shinbok would cruise to the 8-5 win in his first match of the season after earning a bye last week.
It's really nice, and it's a privilege that we get to play tennis, since there's a lot of sports that aren't able to occur during this time. It's really fun. It's really windy up here at Ukuru, but it's windy at JFK as well. So yeah, it was a nice match. I love playing tennis with different people. It's really fun meeting new people. I just like the support that I get from my team and support that I get from my coaches. That's really keeps my head in the game, pretty much.
Former women's national team player Rhoda Bamba was appointed assistant coach for the Masakata, Guam's women's national soccer team. Bamba joins head coach Sang-Hoon Kim. Rhoda played for Team Guam from 2001 to 2010, including for the silver medal winning squad at the 2003 South Pacific Games in Suva, Fiji.
To give back again at this level with the guidance of Coach Kim. He's pretty much a big reason why I accepted this position at this very moment, right? It seems like it's perfect timing for me as a young, I guess, national coach, right? It's the beginning of this somewhat of a, I hope will be a career for me. It's a good start knowing that I have a clear direction with someone that has already a clear vision, who has been through the professional environment, coaching other national teams and also coaching other professional teams. To be under that guidance, I feel, like I said earlier, very privileged, very blessed. So I am excited to take this role.
Aside from her experience as a national team player and a coach at various levels, Bamba also is a Guam national referee, as well as a former GFA executive committee member and chairperson of the GFA Women's Committee.
GFA is very organized and is also blessed with excellent leaders, those that are very knowledgeable, and then most importantly, I really think our leadership works really, really hard. There's a lot of pride that goes into everyone's individual job. They not only work here full time, but they kind of give their entire life to soccer. You see it on Saturdays. If there wasn't any COVID, you'll see all the children, you'll see the multiple divisions, the multiple levels, from youth all the way to elite, right? And then all the way up to our Team Matau and Masakata. Day in and day out, they work so hard, and they actually love what they do. And it feels really nice to be part of them.
The Masakata is still looking for players who are willing to train at the highest level. Players must be 20 years of age and older. Tuesdays and Thursdays, from 7:30 to 9 p.m. at the GFA will be practice sessions. Fridays are for workouts in the weight room beginning at 6 p.m. For more info, email info@theguamfa.com or call the GFA main office at 637-4321. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
MTO Maintenance will now completely sanitize your home, office, or business with state-of-the-art commercial sprayers. For over 30 years, MTO Maintenance has been committed to the health and safety of our customers. And now, more than ever, a clean home, office, carpets, and furniture is a necessity to our island. Give us a call today. Stay healthy and stay safe, Guam.
Call 647-6861 for an appointment. Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Your work week is now over, my friends, and happy birthday. We couldn't get through Friday without saying happy birthday. So, happy birthday to Will Tenorio Pinzon. Happy blessed birthday, my love, from your baby girl, Deb. Aw. Rick Nanetti. Happy birthday number 78 to Rick from Mom, your girls. grandkids, and great-grandkids. Rick, we hope you have a fantastic day. Happy birthday number 98 to Peter F. Cruz. Happy born day, G-Pops, from your familia. We love you and are truly blessed to have you as our father, grandpa, great-grandpa, and great-great-grandpa. Your familia is sending all of their love. And happy birthday number 3 to Rowan Drew Matanonia. You are definitely an energetic little boy who brings much joy to our lives. You are unique and special. We wish you many more blessed and happy years from Mom and Dad Andrew and Corey Matanonia and your brothers Isaiah and Rowan, baby sister Kendall Jo, aka Princessa A, and Grandma and Uncle Boone, and your extended family. And a single belated birthday wish going out tonight because born on March the 11th is Faye Napati Flores Rivera. Happy blessed 90th birthday to the first queen of the Inarahan Coconut Festival. Faye Napati Flores Rivera, Bula Guinaidza Ginin y Familia. We wish each and every one of you the best birthday ever. Please be safe, have a wonderful island weekend, and God bless.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and your birthday. Now it's that time of the week where we announce the winner of a yummy Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake.
And your birthday club winner this week is Peter F. Cruz, who has a birthday today, of course. Senor, we wish you a happy extended birthday. We wish you and your family the very best, and we'll reach out to you and your family so that you can have your happy, extended, delicious Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake. Happy birthday once again, Mr. Cruz.
That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching. Good night.